With hipover50.com, talking about my journey moving to England in midlife. I was born here, but I grew up in America, actually, and in Canada, and I moved here just a few years ago. So this video channel is about my experiences, my things that I love, things that I don't like so much, just observations. So thank you for coming along on my journey. So I get asked the question a lot on my website, do I need a tourist visa to come and visit the UK? And the answer is no. I talk a lot about coming over here for up to 6 months to find out if this lifestyle is right for you or to just enjoy the lifestyle. You are legally able to visit here without a visa for up to 6 months. Now, if you start doing this, and there is no requirement as to how, whether that 6 months comes within 1 year. No, there's none of that. You could come over for a month, go back to the US, and then come back over for 3 months and go back to the US. There is no finite time scale. Now, if you come in and you're treating the UK like it is your home country, then they may say, hey, wait a minute, you can't do that. But if you look on the gov.uk site, and you just want to come over here to visit family and friends and maybe look around, see if you might want to make this your home, if you want to maybe look at some universities that you may want to consider studying at or your kids might want to go to, or if you want to just kind of peruse the job market, you can do all of that without getting a visa. What they want to discourage is anybody acting like a full-time resident while they're here. They don't want you to get a job, that's illegal. They don't want you to rent a property through a high street estate agency. They don't want you to get into a study program without a visa. All of those things do require a visa because you are acting as if you are a full-time resident. But you can explore life here. You can even buy a home here without being a full-time resident. It may be a little trickier to get a mortgage, but it can be done. So they don't discourage you from that. You can even open a bank account here without being a full-time resident. You will need to have an address, but that's easily done. You can use a family or friend's address for that. So you do not need a tourist visa to visit the UK. And I think that is only to discourage people from, like I said, becoming or trying to act and live here as if they were full-time legal residents. If you go on the gov.uk site, which I will put a link below, it goes through all the different considerations that you could ask yourself, do I need a visa? And I think you will find if you're just ordinarily visiting here, you can do that without a visa. And I encourage you to visit here before you make a decision about moving here, because that is the only way you will know if it's right for you. It's a big move. And I think everybody should take the time to explore what it is really like to be here and not just have romantic notions about living in castles and, riding around on horseback everywhere and living in a lovely little thatched cottage. I mean, you may very well do that, but come here and experience all the good and everything in between, the good, the bad, and the ugly, as I say. I mean, because it's not right for everybody, but it may be perfect for you. So come over for up to 6 months without a visa. That doesn't mean you have to stay here for 6 months, but that is what they allow you to do, up to 6 months. And then you could go home for a month and then come back over for another 6 months. Now, if you try to act as if you are a legal resident, they may say, hey, wait a minute, that's not cool. What exactly are your plans here? But nobody's going to stop you and say you've been here too long if you're here for 6 months and then you come back a month later. So there is no time schedule. In other words, it's not 6 months every year, kind of like it is in the EU, where you can only stay for 180 days out of, 180 days in a calendar year or something. That is not the case here. It's just generally up to 6 months, and then that is very variable. I used to come back and forth here all the time. Of course, eventually I got my British passport because I was born here, but I was never questioned about. They'll want to know, where are you staying? You'll have to give them an address just like you would if you were going over to the US. They want to know where you are, because if you try to overstay what you're legally allowed to do, they want to know where to come and find you. But you're not going to do that. You're not going to do anything illegal. You can come up and visit here for up to 6 months legally without a tourist visa if you are just ordinarily coming to visit and experience life here. So I hope to see you here soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, of course, put them in the comments box below. And again, thanks for watching and coming along with my journey. I will see you again on the next video. Bye for now.